Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Roman, and this is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is my first ever playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Oh my god.
Hey.
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. Yes, true. I was wondering about that, but I didn't really know if there was like another way to get in here or something. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have been had to escape somehow after barring the door. So the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see these kind of things a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever, but could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this? Hey. Are you curious to hear more about a walked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism that are a number of variations. So for that, all we need to do is check the door to see what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is the one the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words,
basically the killer uses a special contraption from a tool from outside to target the victims inside. You push the switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door. Something like that.
However,
but in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
they stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use it to confess the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
It's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room,
in other words,
but that means there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this in a lot of novels and things, but the reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. Then when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus in this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer is set up in the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. And for Hina. I know, like, I didn't see the comments in the last video, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, the comments are, because I can't say that. For me personally, I know some people are probably gonna like make it a counterpoint to me, which is like you need as much people investigating to survive as possible. Yeah, but also Dagami doesn't contribute, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. It was me and Kyoko doing this, and that's what would have happened. How are you, Kyoko?
However,
but for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type to go down without a fight. I agree.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit, so how was the killer out to get an upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
Forgive you.
Toko and Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her, you know where? Right here in the rec room. Whoa, that is a big deal. That is a big deal. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But then I saw her again. After that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard her right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry that. She would just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. So we have this like here's the thing, like I wonder if like how reliable Hina as a narrator is going to be as well, because Hina definitely wants to see these characters go down. So I'm wondering, would Hina even like, you know, not that Hina would lie, but would Hina stretch the truth so that one of these guys could like go under? And I think she's not even thinking straight either. You know? But the fact she asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come meet her in the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Yeah, I could totally talk to Hiro. Where is he? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and... they're the top and bottom sections of a bottle, yeah. So this must have been originally a bottle. Okay, weird glass shards. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So there's also like this little handkerchief on the ground, like a little wipe. This looks like some kind of wrapper. And that's, do you recognize it, Hina? Well, I mean, I gave it to her. That's actually that's a candy wrapper. Sakura was upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get in there their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Fair play. Fair play. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
it looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was for all sorts of ailments. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can... it's got a label on it called Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh, what is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around in the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must have been parts of the window I broke to get inside. But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. True, so did this fall as well and then roll on top of it? Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue, I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink is bound to the truth bullet section of your handbook. What else can we look at here? There's quite a few things, like there's a chair here. Is that blocking the door? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. True. True. Well, what about this chair? There, oh, here's one of the bottles. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's a kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how did they get these figures inside the bottle?
So...
it's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat place inside? But you've never seen that. Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words...
so this is Monokuma version of that, a Monokuma bottle of fuel. Yeah, they're actually really cool, like how people are actually able to do that. I know there's some people that like cheated and like seal the bottle afterwards, but I've seen like in movies when they like make those ships in the bottles. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found in the ground, yeah. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which means Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. The magazine rack, of course. We could check the door as well, I suppose. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change in the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke to get it inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door of chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, the body. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head, which is, of course, probably going to be the bottle. Do you know how hard it is actually to break a bottle off someone's head? That doesn't break on first hit. Like in the movies it does. So maybe they're going by movie rules, but bottles like that don't break. They just don't. Like, you'd have to hit it so hard off someone's skull that it might obliterate the skull. I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed. And you're probably gonna be like, how do you know that, Calvin? Sabu versus Cactus Jack in ECW. It's a wrestling, but it was a real bottle they found. They were supposed to use a fake bottle, but they picked up a real bottle instead, and it wouldn't break. It took like 20 hits to the head to break. It was so hard to watch. As a kid, I thought it was hilarious. As an adult, I screamed because I was like, oh my god, that is so hard to watch. Yeah, it happens in movies sometimes too, where they take up the wrong thing, you know? But according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. She vomited blood over there, look! The Monokuma file specifically said that she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe you're getting a hit on the head someone caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Bakaduke. However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. But what about this blood over here? The blood sitting in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? She probably sat down and died. The magazine shelf bloodstain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So far, my idea is someone tried to hit her or kill her. Poison her, maybe. In her protein. Someone poisoned her protein. She sat down and she then vomited over here. And someone then hit her on the head with this thing. And no. I think she locked this door somehow so she could die in peace. Case closed. You did it. Oh, I have to talk to him, don't I?
What?
What do you want your bot? Danganronpa. I need a break. I need just a 2-second break. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Oh, of course, Dad. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Yeah, we found out. Jesus. Then is it true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. What fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Booka Chicka Boom says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Nope. He's lying. Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Nope.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. I will do that right now, sir. See you later. Okay, thanks. Bye. Don't put nice in front of his face ever again. Is there something else we need to explore? I'm trying to just check around here now for a second. Oh, the handprints! The protein powder on the handprints. The locker's open and there's on inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's the handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, Maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Yeah, I don't think it's a possibility either. Yeah, I don't think it's a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back before when we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? It looks like protein powder.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished your general investigation? Yep. Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with the people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. I agree, yeah, like this is a good way of doing it. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Ready, set, go. Kyoko. My boy. My other boy. Me. My girl. My other girl. Toko. Chihiro. Celeste, who had the best taste in the world. Hina, best character in the game. Sakura. Oh, we should talk to Toko. Let's talk to Toko first, get the hard part out of the way, and then talk to Hiro after this. Alright, is it gonna be regular Toko, or what's it gonna be? I press the doorbell. Ding dong. And after a few seconds, it's regular Toko.
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay. Well, what do you want?
Back to normal.
Oh.
Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood,
Hey,
too.
I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? Yes, we did. It's just something simple, Toko. It's just something Temple. Why am I can't speak today. I can't speak, Batman. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. Ooh.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Bakajuke already told me he had asked to meet with you. Meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? Yeah, you did. You got caught out. I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note. I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Yeah, we're accepting a lot of facts today. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly... There's not much you can do. I can understand where Makoto's coming from. There's not that much we can do about it. Toko quickly retreated into her room. Nice try, Toko. Let's talk to Hiro. And after a few seconds... What's up, Makoto? You need something? Yep. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul, have your special abilities awakened in you? Yep. But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me yourself that she had asked Bugajunk and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She,
How about that?
she gave it to me in person and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. But I guess we gotta better accept it as fact. So then you went to meth with Sakura?
Got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Ah.
What?
Did it fall out? Yeah. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back in his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that that was just trash, but there's no way that all there was to do to it. Why can't I speak today? Man, like, to me, like, I don't really have any true suspicions. I know, like, you know, you guys probably know I want to blame Tagami a lot, but, like, I don't think they're gonna make it that obvious. Like, I think they've been very good so far at, like, hiding the truth through, like, thin veils. But those veils are just thick enough that it's fun to, like, uncover the truth, you know what I mean? Like, there is so many clues there that can, like, lead you to the truth, you know? Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor in the rec room. Yep. Chem lab time. So where should I start? At the chem lab. So I believe on the map as well, it shows us where we can, like, investigate as well, right? It gives us, like, an indication of where we should investigate as well. I wonder if the chem lab is, the rec room's there. On the 4th floor. The chem lab is also... Oh! What's he doing there? If I look this way, maybe he's not. Oh, God. Makoto, did you have your eyes on the chem lab too? Get out of my sight, buck of junk. Just to make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it, sir. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand.
Danganronpa.
This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like there's 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. On this shelf is, one look I can tell is nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving under section C. There are footprints, and they're only in front of the last shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out our floor plan. By we, what do you mean? What kind of offer? How kind of you to offer? With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Accept his help. He's a good guy. To Makoto, come on. Well, let's go. Chop chop. See, he's just a good guy. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. Thanks. See, he's just being kind. For me?
See.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm the size for myself. I mean, that's not a bad thing to do. I think that's like perfectly acceptable to check someone's shoes like that. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did as what be... Yeah, like, again, he's not... Like, I know he's an arsehole, but, like, that's a perfectly normal investigation technique. You know, just check the size of your shoes. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. You know what they say about big feet? You usually have to buy the big socks and the big shoes. It's very expensive to have big feet. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not in your not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are really a valuable clue. Should we check all of them? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving under section unit A. But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it there on accident? Someone might have put it back. So on the shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents, but simply they're used in experiments to bring out chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must be truly bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. You didn't even say that. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I need to focus on this. I think I'm just like finally tuning him out. I think my brain's just like, every time he speaks, I'm just hearing in my head like SpongeBob like singing like, you know, a song, you know? All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving under unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. I should try to find more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has no dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that the Section A there was a bottle with labels from Section C. I think that someone like probably switched it, or like was putting it back after using it. What was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. And should we check Section C? They look like poisons and are powerful chemicals, so this is where they should be. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. Okay, I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're coming up to the summer. I will be doing much longer videos, possibly even like minimum 45 minutes per episode per video. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.